No. What do I start off with? No, you know what? Pre-intro. I want to start off with something. To the lady, to the DoorDasher that hit my mailbox and sped off.
We're coming for you.
No, don't say that. But I have her name. Shut up. Can I air out her name?
You better air her out. That's not smart. Cue the intro. Don't do that. You better air the girl name out.
We coming for you, John.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GetBack Podcast. I'm your host, Damian Dusten, here with
Ayden Jones. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
and welcome to episode 26 of the GetBack Podcast.
Who's 26? I always got some type of reference. Who's 26?
Saquon?
Oh, Saquon.
Madden cover. This is the Madden cover
Oh, yeah, this
episode.
is
I like that. That's not bad.
John Madden. All right, come on.
And it's only fitting because we're about to talk crazy ball. And I feel like it's not an NFL. You know what? It kind of
It's
it is an
it's
NFL
another
special.
one. We probably gonna have something at the end, but this is another NFL special because NFL is cooking right now. It's as simple as that.
It's cooking in a good and a bad way.
For some
people.
for
And some people,
teams,
absolutely. But let's dive right into it. I want to talk about something that I think is the most important. Obviously, we done heard about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has turf toe, grade 3, which is
Say that
one
one
of the
more
worst.
time, bro. He has what?
Turf toe.
You know how like depressing that sounds? Because it sounds silly.
It
It
does.
sounds silly, and it has to be one of the most painful things on a field.
I know there's a specific medical term for it that we just don't use, but basically he stubbed his toe so bad that
That's basically
he
saying
needs
like,
surgery.
okay, I tore my ACL, I have a heel peel. Dog, that doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't sound right. That man basically broke his toe. Like,
Exactly.
it basically broke his toe.
And he's going to be out for the next 3 months. He's been placed on injury reserve, and that puts Jake Browning as their starter. But this is not unfamiliar territory for Mr. Jake Browning.
It is not. Jay Brown, I feel like the past couple of years, he has been one of the best backups in the league. Easy.
would totally
I
agree
would
with
put
that.
him, maybe Cooper Rush. It's a couple people I put up there as backups, but I would say he gets one of those top spots.
Here's my first question to you, though. Is he like that because he has two?
I think
two
we've seen
two
him
great
do it with
receivers?
less. Honestly, I think if you have Jamar, who hasn't got going as much, you have
Last
T.
game he got going. 14 receptions,
but he got
165
going
yards?
with who? With who?
With both. A little mixture of both.
It was both, but I saw more with him.
With Joe, of
with
course.
him. Okay, so we're gonna have to see that really get going, and maybe possibly get T involved. I mean, you still got Chase. I mean, it's some stuff you can do.
I actually think T benefits the most.
Why is that?
Because we always, obviously, Joe being the star quarterback, he knows what his role is to do, and it's to feed his star wide receiver. A backup quarterback's going to try to evenly distribute the ball so he doesn't make mistakes. Because keep in mind, Jake, he's not just playing for his team. We've already talked about how good of a backup he is.
Right.
He's playing for, oh my God, I basically have most of this
I-
regular season to play for next season. I could be on a different
Yeah.
team.
I'm thinking the opposite. I think that he is going to say, "Hey, Jamar's up there somewhere," and he's going to toss that ball up. Yeah, I think T's going to get his spots. I think, like I said, you still got Chase Brown, who's going to be running the ball. I think even more now. I think that they're going to start feeding Jamar.
And somebody else to watch out for, I know we just talked about Chase Brown, Zach Moss. He's probably going to get some more touches too, just simply because of the fact that they're going to have to try new stuff on that offense with Joe out.
Right.
Because I think Joe just, obviously he's not a super mobile quarterback, but he still draws so much attention for his passing ability that they're going to have to start to switch some stuff up. I think you're going to see some two running back formation. You're going to see, I mean, you're going to want to get Jake in the shotgun too, especially because their O-line is not, it hasn't been the best. Obviously, we see Joe obviously got injured on a play where he got hit. So
I don't know.
He's going to benefit. I think that's crazy for you to say.
They could all benefit. Like I said, he's still gonna get his touches. I think, bro, he fed Jamar when he came into the game. Like he had a good game when he came
did.
in.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
He put up over 200 yards, dog. Like he was the main contributor.
Absolutely.
And I think, like I said, he fed Jamar. Jamar hasn't been fed like that since the season has started.
Does this hurt the Bengals' playoff chances? Obviously. But I'm asking you in the sense, do they still have a chance to make the playoffs?
You have a chance because of your record. They're 2-0 right now. Obviously, it could be first game. We know how that went. That one went, and you just had a close one with the Jaguars. But you're still 2-0. No matter how you got it, a W is a W. They definitely have a chance.
That is true. But they got a pretty hard game against a similar opponent in the sense that they're
Right.
also going to be missing their starting quarterback in the Vikings.
Uh-huh.
before we jump into that game, I think it's only fair that we talk about the Vikings and their quarterback situation as well, with JJ McCarthy also being placed on IR. And it's almost like this game was like put together by like
by
WWE
the
people.
grace of gods of the
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, two teams that both have their starting quarterback
Right.
out. Obviously a little different with the Bengals having their franchise guy. JJ was starting to come into his own a little bit, but we still need to see more. Now, obviously the backup for the Vikings is Carson Wentz. We've seen Kevin O'Connell reshape quarterbacks.
He has.
Where do you see the Vikings going without JJ McCarthy for the next 4 to 6 weeks?
That's the thing. It's 4 to 6 weeks. It's not like he's out for 1 week, 2 weeks. He's on IR, so it can get a little ugly only based on how Carson Wentz plays. You have Addison who's coming back soon. Obviously, have to me the best. I know you say Jamar's the best. I think Jay Jettis is the best.
Yeah,
you got him too. Hockenson. You have a great offensive core. Easily, he can cook.
I will say the one thing that I do think hurts the Vikings a little more is that running back core is starting to get a little injured. We see Aaron Jones is also going to be out for, we don't know, hamstrings are kind of tricky. Now, Jordan Mason, in my opinion, I think he's a dog. I think he's going to start to come into his own role.
I think he's the starter either way. I mean, if Aaron Jones is there, we're going to see how he comes back. Obviously, he is injured. We're going to see what that calf does look like.
Because obviously JJ's going to come back a little sooner, but obviously Joe Burrow is a much better quarterback. When it's all said and done, when we get towards the end of the season, who's going to have a better record missing their quarterback? And I know they're in two different conferences, but it's still important to point out.
It's actually a tough one because, like I said, I believe the Bengals can still actually have a chance to go to the playoffs. They start off really good. Minnesota, I think your rookie QB is already, second year, but basically his first time actually playing real football. He's already out. Like, he has to sit out and watch again behind Carson Wentz.
I will say both these teams are in such a tricky division.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Vikings who have to play Green Bay twice, Lions twice, Chicago. I couldn't even muster up Chicago twice. It's
because I don't know, JJ when he played, obviously past the first 3 quarters of that first game, JJ's looked pretty nice.
He did.
He's looking pretty nice.
He made some good throws. He was smart on his feet. I think, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying that. I think the Vikings will end up having a better record. And I think because their defense, and I think Kevin O'Connell will genuinely mold Carson.
He's a top 5 coach
in
the league. He is so smart with
he will mold Carson into, I don't want to say Philadelphia Carson Wentz, but he's definitely going to look comfortable in that offense.
I'm gonna have to see with those first games. I think like we know who Carson Wentz is. I know we're going back a little bit. I'm gonna have to see how he looks.
Sam Darnold effect.
It could possibly be that because I think a lot of QBs. I don't know if they're winning 13 games last year. I think it's a lot of QBs that could have went in there in that system last year and won outright.
We'll get into that fun game later, but people also forget that Carson Wentz was third in MVP voting in 2017 behind Tom Brady and Todd Gurley. 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
You just said Todd Gurley's name.
But he was a backup. It's kind of like the point they made with Geno this is another subject we'll get into. The reason why Geno is still so like fast and mobile that we see is because he never took hits because he was a backup. So yeah, Carson might be aging, but it's not like he was aging as a starting quarterback getting hit all these years. He's been sitting fresh on that bench.
He got out because he was getting hit so much.
His ACL. They just took out his ACL.
I feel you, but that hurts. He wasn't mobile in the first place like that. I mean, that does hurt. It hurts.
He has some mobility to him.
A little bit, but he's a bigger, kind of bulkier guy a little bit, slinging that ball. Like I said, he can come back and give out just a full. I mean, like he's still on a very good offensive core right now. Like he can feed any position. Like tight end could even eat too. It's a couple places he can go. I don't know how well Carson Wentz is going to look right now. So we'll see.
That's true. One more injury I do want to touch on before we touch on another quarterback for different reasons is Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels obviously dealing with that sprain. Are you concerned? Because he does take a lot of hits. He slides sometimes, but that's not something. That's not a good habit that he wants. And I think with the Commanders team that went to the NFC Championship game, I think he's going to have to break some of his tendencies.
I don't think I'm that concerned, only because I think their team is also kind of built up a little bit. Like they're playing the Raiders next game. Raiders.
We'll get into that later.
I don't.
Geno played horrible.
I don't know where. That's what I'm saying. Like you said, we'll get into that later. But I just don't think that that's a huge fight.
Yeah.
That they're going to have to face coming up this week. Obviously, like we know he could be injured for a little bit, so we're gonna have to see how the season holds out. But I think he can come back and still give out the same firepower that he was doing because I think he's a good QB.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I think to your point there, they've built up a little more.
Yeah.
I think they really got to figure out how to establish that run game a little better. I know they got Crockett, whatever his name is, and obviously with Eckler out for the year, they're gonna have to start to find some different ways to maneuver the offense. Maybe Debo goes back to that little role of,
I mean,
in the
he
backfield.
already did a little bit when he had
Yeah.
that first touchdown.
Yeah.
That touchdown reminded me of 2023 Debo's in.
Yeah,
That
and I
was
think
a nice runaround.
I think that Shanahan offense, you're gonna see it kind of sprinkled by Cliff as we move forward with the lack of running
I feel like
backs.
they're definitely different coaches. Shanahan, I like
Shanahan and Cliff are totally different. I'm just saying you might see Debo in the backfield a
I
little
feel
more.
you. No,
on some
they can definitely
Shanahan
put
shit.
that because, like I said, they put it on the first game.
Yeah.
Definitely put it on the first game. You got another injury because we had some big games that happened. I do kind of want to jump into.
I didn't want to talk about injuries. I did want to stick with the quarterbacks though.
Oh.
I want to talk about the resurgence of some quarterbacks and the play of some quarterbacks recently.
Sure.
Daniel Jones, welcome back. Welcome back, Daniel Jones, to the NFL. Daniel Jones had over 330 yards to go along with a couple touchdowns against the Denver Broncos, who apparently was one of the best defenses in football. Obviously, he debunked that myth. But what do you think about Daniel Jones and the 2-0 Indianapolis Colts?
Daniel Jones, I'm impressed with.
Absolutely.
The win, they were up there. They fought very beautiful game.
Yeah.
Just
Jonathan
ended
Taylor had an
terrible.
insane game.
I think Indiana stole a game out of the penalty rodeo. It's as simple as that.
Oh.
It happened. Did they fight the whole game? Yes. It was a good game. Daniel Jones is definitely looking reassured. I don't know what has happened since moving from New York to Indianapolis. I think he got a little humbleness that got enhanced into him, and he's playing different. He's playing different right now.
He is, and he's playing smart. I think that was the thing with the Giants. He would make just these lackluster decisions that we'd be like, what are you doing? But sometimes in New York, we would see him be like, oh, he can run that fast. He can throw that good. And it's all coming together and molding together in Indianapolis. And I wonder if that's a Steichen thing or if it's just the personnel change.
It could be. Who do you think that was like his biggest fight that he had to fight for his backup? Like, who was his most competitive person as another quarterback in New York while he was playing? Drew?
That's bad.
Was
You
it
even
Drew?
have to say Drew. I mean,
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like where he actually had to fight in the offseason for his spot. Did he ever have to do that for real?
No.
No.
So
every year he got the pass. Every single year.
That's a very good
He
point.
went into this offseason. He had to fight for this. I thought
I like
Anthony
that
was gonna
take.
fight. I said fight. I thought Anthony was gonna start. I thought in at least the offseason, yeah, he still has some of those Anthony Richardson passes like we know he can obviously have.
Yeah.
I thought that he was gonna get the start, and he had to fight, and he starts, and he is playing as well as I thought he was.
I like that take, and to further go on that take, I think another thing with Daniel Jones too is, I think when they won that game, when they made the field goal, you saw all those guys run up to Daniel Jones, happy for Daniel Jones.
He had a great game.
It just goes to show that his team gonna vouch for him.
Yeah.
He's a great leader. I think he's starting to show that.
I think the Colts are also having not like a rebrand, but this is like their many rebuild. Like I said, they had some good defensive key pieces added on.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, they beat this Broncos team without their two starting corners.
Exactly.
That's a big deal.
Exactly.
So Daniel Jones, especially you got Tyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor. I like wide receiver Alec Pierce, and I do like Josh Dobbs. I like Dobbs.
Can I just get like a 30-second take?
Downs.
What was the leverage call? Just going ahead. Like what generally happened?
A leverage call. Basically, you're not allowed to touch the center or reach over the center to block the ball. That's why sometimes when we see these blocked field goals, we see either the player jumping over without touching, or we see one of the players break through the gaps. Denver called it and said that they never called that play on special teams before. Is what it is. I guess my only problem with the leverage call, just in the NFL in general, is I wonder how many times it happens on a regular kick in the first, second quarter, and not to end the game.
I actually have a couple of questions about refs and what they're calling, what they're not. I think we're gonna jump more into it with the Chiefs and the Eagles game.
Yeah,
because there was some weird stuff that happened with that too. But I think the refs are picky and choosy of what they call. And
They
it's,
are,
it's
because
weird because of the time frames that they actually
because
call
I
the
can be
plays.
unbiased here. There was actually a play where probably would have been a Colts touchdown if Riley Moss didn't genuinely grab the inside of his jersey and tug him down, and they didn't call it. And obviously,
him
me
go.
at home saying, "Thank
They're
God."
just letting them play ball. Nah, man, it was
But
up to you.
yeah, there's some calls where I think it's almost like when the NBA had
But
its
it's
referee
almost,
gate.
a change. I don't think that we saw that as much in 2023. Last year, I think that they kind of got a little bit more stern with the calls. They definitely did.
But you know why I think they can do that? I think because they have now replay assist, the game's a little sped up now with
Ah.
like with the certain calls, like, oh, we're reviewing the play. You don't have to do that anymore, so it almost saves you some time. So I think the refs are just more nitpicky on what they're calling.
Possibly.
But they have to be consistent, and I think that's the problem that we've been seeing.
That's the thing. They're not consistent.
They're
They're
not.
not consistent with the plays. If you're gonna call something at the end of the game for something that controversy,
Soon,
you got to do it before.
I think coaches are going to have to game plan against certain refs, and it's almost like the NBA.
The NBA, I was about to say the NBA does it all the time.
The NBA does that all the time, and I think you're going to see that soon with the NFL.
I think it's just different because it's a 53-man roster compared to like a 14, 15. So you can, I feel that. But I am ready to get into some. It was some big games this week.
There were some big games. Come on now.
First one I kind of want to get into, like I said, the Chiefs and the Eagles. It was that was a rowdy game for not that much on the scoreboard. But
if you love defense,
it
then you love the game.
You love the game.
And
love that game.
And I think this game really was a down to the Chiefs. And the reason why I say that is because I'll tell you what, the Eagles were able to just control the entire game. And I know they only won by 3 points, but you could just tell the way that they ran the ball, at the first downs that they got, it was almost like, yeah, the Chiefs aren't gonna. I don't think the Chiefs are gonna win this one.
We can either call it an ugly win or a gritty win. If you're looking at it from a real football standpoint, that was a gritty win.
It was.
Either way, like I know Chris Jones had his little comment that you only got 100 yards. What did Jalen Hurts say back?
We won.
We won the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if I only got 100 and we put up 20,
we won the game.
Yeah, exactly. So what happened over there? Either way, there was some controversy with the refs again. I only because a lot of times with the tush push, the Eagles will have at least 3 to 4 players above the line all the time. When you're a center, are you behind or above the line? Like, are you like on the ball like this,
you know what?
Or you had to be a little bit back?
And that's crazy because I was having this conversation with somebody a couple days ago. Actually, I agree, and I think, for the longest I always said that we shouldn't ban the tush push. We shouldn't. My only problem
They abused it.
No, I'm okay with that too.
No,
just stop it, because you know what's crazy? Other teams have tried it and they have been unsuccessful in doing it. Here's my problem.
They ran it 7 plays in a row.
To what you said. Their linemen on the Eagles are genuinely leaning into the play. Like, no, that's a false start where it has to be an illegal.
You're saying leaning into the play. They're leaning in before the play.
Exactly. So they should call it. I totally agree with you. It's such a weird play because of that I almost wonder why they don't call it.
People, not just the Chiefs, other people from the past 2 to 3 years have said that. Yeah. They've said the same thing. You don't know, honestly, when the ball's going to get snapped because the center basically is blocking the ball. I don't know if do you remember the play where Chris Jones almost intercepted the ball? Remember that? Where
vaguely, yeah.
Or no, Jalen Carter. No, who was that? Who almost, because Jalen Carter's on the Eagles. Yeah. Was it Chris Jones that he almost intercepted the ball when they tried to do it? Like they try to do a tush push?
Maybe, I think.
Either way, it was weird because that was almost the same thing where you could just see it with all the helmets above the line. It's not.
Cool. I totally agree. My only thing, the tush push is just a QB sneak with 2 people pushing you from behind.
You, but
because I'll say it like this: if my team did it and it was successful, It's awesome.
Go Philly.
That's what I'm saying. So I think they're just gonna have to figure it out. You know what I'm surprised Philly hasn't done? I know this is kind of off topic with the tush push.
What's up?
I'm surprised they haven't done like a fake tush push toss.
I think because it's like I said, dog, they ran it 7 to 8 times in a row.
Tush push, right? So Saquon's right here. Fake the tush push. I toss it back to Saquon. Everybody's in the pile. Saquon's gone. That's a touchdown. You're welcome, Philly. I just gave them the blueprint to a touchdown.
You need a Raiders hat so you can become John Gruden. That was a nice play. That was
right.
That was a decent play.
That's a good, because they're all going to focus in on that.
They run the same play 70 times
every time. So if you do the toss,
they don't care. And what Saquon did say, that's what I'm saying. If I was on Philly or I was a Philly fan, You're right. I would love it.
And another thing about it though is I'm surprised Jalen Hurts hasn't hurt himself doing it yet. I'm
Jalen
surprised.
Hurts?
Yeah. Like
That's probably man. He one of the safest people in the whole bunchy.
I'm surprised they don't put somebody else to do it.
Safest people, unless you want to talk about the
I'm putting the fullback.
That's it. Unless you want to be the
bro,
fullback.
I'm putting in the fullback.
Unless you want to say the fullback is, but dog.
That's what I would do.
Jalen, you have to think about this. They all come into one little spot. 5 people, 4 people, 5. Then you have 2 to 3 people pushing you from the back, pause. He's getting in there safe and sound almost every time.
That's very true.
Every time.
That's very true. Obviously we're talking about quarterbacks. We're talking about some big games. Can I talk about a big game from a particular team now?
Going ahead with me.
I want to talk about how the Lions put up 52 points on
52.
former offensive coordinator Ben
Not even
Johnson.
that, they started trolling at the end, bro. Like they were just trolling at the end.
They did, and it was kind of distasteful in my opinion.
It was distasteful, but Ben said I would do the same thing. I mean, hey.
But I will say this. Jared Goff, 23 of 28, 334 yards.
Yeah.
5 touchdowns.
He got his sauce. Armand Ra.
9 receptions, 115.
The man put up 33 points on fantasy.
Oh, I'm aware.
Like
I lost.
Oh yeah. You know who I almost lost to? Malik Neighbors put up 37. He put up 33 points. He had a ball game.
He did
3 of them. He even had a trick play at the end. I mean, ball game.
I will say this. This was good to see, especially coming off of a loss for Detroit.
Yeah.
For them to put up these types of numbers, and listen, Chicago's not the greatest, but their defense is okay. For them to just dismantle Chicago,
it's not fair. It's not fair to Ben Johnson. I hope that made sense. This is not fair to Ben Johnson. Yes, I know he wanted to get paid. This is not fair because they should be winning games, and it's not his fault. I don't know what more you can put on the offensive side. More than that, a great line. You have your wide receiver.
I think Caleb genuinely just misses some easy stuff. It's the easy stuff.
The easy stuff, man.
Caleb has made some spectacular throws. It's just genuinely the easy stuff. Like you can't hit that guy in the flat. You have to throw it 40 yards downfield because you think that's the right move. No, bro, you just needed 5 yards for first down.
I didn't say that last year. Last year wasn't his fault. I'm starting to see some things. Obviously, this game was blown out of the waters.
Yeah, they weren't going to win anyway.
They weren't going to win either way.
Yeah.
It could have been closer. I think that their defense was on the field so much, they got gassed. I mean, it's no other way to say it. They simply got gassed and got 52 put up on them. It hurts.
It does. It hurts big time. And I think Chicago, with their next matchup being the Cowboys, I think that's actually an even match game, believe it or not.
For the Bears?
For both. I think this is not a 50-50 game, but if the Bears need to win, it's this game.
As much as I hate the Cowboys, I don't know. Because obviously, yeah, we saw how that game went, but I don't know if you guys watched that Giants and Cowboys game. That was a good game. Russ tapped into something that stop.
Yeah.
You know I shed a tear seeing that. Russ tapped into some things. And the game was good, obviously, at that last interception. But the game was good and obviously got a dub. I think the Cowboys are going to most likely put up at least 35-40 on the Bears. I think so.
I think the thing with the Cowboys, too, their offense got so much better with Brian Schottenheimer. But their defense has taken a dookie down the drain. And obviously losing Micah, that's the primary thing. And, some of your corners aren't, playing up to par. Right. But their offense got, in my opinion, maybe it's just because Dak's there and everybody's there, everybody's healthy, George Pickens, blah, blah, blah. Javonte Williams, my God. You talk about a resurgence at the running back position because we usually don't see.
He's cooking too, and he's just like he's a power back. Like he'll run right
exactly. And usually with running backs, we don't see resurgences like this.
Right. Yeah.
Like usually when they tear the ACL, it's like, man, that's the end of you. You're a backup now. For him to have such a resurgence, especially with a Dallas Cowboys offense that needed a run game this year,
of course.
I'm looking at the Cowboys like, man, you know what? Y'all might be a wild card team.
I think that the Cowboys can
exactly after 2 weeks. You and I are like,
because,
you know what?
And honestly,
because that Eagles loss, that wasn't a bad loss.
A bad loss at all. Like obviously, like
I left that game going, man.
No,
Cowboys
I left
can
that
play.
game talking about Dak. I left the game talking about Dak because Dak looked elite. Dak
did.
looks like an elite quarterback right
He
now,
did.
which he usually does. He just gets a lot of flack.
And listen, he played well. He had 38 completions,
Yeah.
361 yards, 2 touchdowns. CD obviously playing good. But
He needed to.
Javonte Williams, that's the real story for me, man. And I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, to your point, they could be a playoff team, especially with now the Commanders injured Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
What if they start losing some games? What if he gets hurt again? Obviously, they lose Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
It almost could be a flip-flop of the Commanders Cowboys now.
Which we definitely talked about before the season when we thought
We talked about it and we didn't think it was a possibility. I told you that I thought that maybe the Cowboys could squeeze out a wild card. Now we're talking, they could be top of the wild card.
Only because of how that division's going. Now.
Yes.
Only because of that. I mean, I know we've been talking about them a little bit recently. Dolphins didn't play that bad to me. Don't you do that. The last interception I know was bad. That's Tua turned the ball over. That's his name. Tua turned the ball over. Gang, I'm just saying the game wasn't bad. We thought
it was a good game.
I thought.
I'm glad we got blessed on Thursday night because I'm gonna be honest with you. The
You're
Thursday
blessed.
night game for me is always like, man, I gotta wait for Sunday. It was a good Thursday night game.
What?
My only problem is Tua turned the ball over at the worst time.
Yes, he turned the ball.
I'm not saying his name like
Tua
that.
turned the ball over.
He turns the ball over at the worst time.
Like,
bro,
bro,
you could
no. Pause. I think the funniest thing is how the camera always cuts when he throws a pick because the pick was so close and it looked like he threw a dot like a laser, and all
To
you
the
see
other
is the dude
team.
just run, bro. I generally started laughing. Like, as soon as it happened, I started laughing bro.
because they were driving down
Driving,
the
bro,
field.
he
I was like,
flipped
man,
into
they
the
about to
whole
tie.
game.
I was like, oof.
If
They about to lose.
if they
Josh
score right
Allen about to
there,
lose.
It would have been 28-28. The game
And the
with 3
deep
minutes
and
to
the
go.
and listen, Miami's defense, they had some stops and some critical points. So I was like, you know what? Maybe
What's his name? Dak Jones. What's his name? Who's the
Jack Jones. Jack Jones is a dog.
dog? I don't know if I've seen somebody's name that much in a football game on defense in a long.
Jack Jones is a dog. He's always been a dog,
I don't
especially
know.
on the Raiders.
It had to be almost every play. Like his name was in there. He was talking so much shit. He a dog. He is a dog, bro. He was. Man was almost taking people chains, bro.
He was, and he kind of reminds me. I told you this. He kind of reminds me a little bit. He's like a smaller Marcus Peters.
I was about to ask you that. Who was the guy that got his chain snatched? Was that
Michael
involved?
Crabtree. That's a wide receiver though.
Oh.
Akeem
But who
Talib snatched his chain for the Denver
Oh,
Broncos.
okay,
He
okay.
snatched his chain. But no, yeah, Jack Jones is big, a big time player. But I'll say this, I'm sorry, I left the game saying, wow, the Dolphins are they're cooked. I'm sorry, they're 0-3. That's a hole that I forgot what the stat was. It's really bad of teams
Yeah.
that can make the playoffs after they're
Yeah.
0-3. Not even that. Listen, your division's easy after you play the Bills for the most part. But you lost to the Patriots. Now you lost to the Bills. You're gonna lose to the Bills probably again.
Yeah.
Now we look at that Patriots
don't know.
game like, wow, maybe the Patriots can beat the Dolphins. It's so bad to the point where they need to get compensation for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation I'll have with you right now. Tyreek Hill will be traded this offseason. Or not this offseason.
No, he's gonna be
In the
traded
season.
possibly be free. I'll say before the offseason. I think that it's gonna be a trade, and it's gonna happen. It won't even be a shocker. I don't think to most people.
And I'm looking at him going back to the AFC West. Whether it's the Raiders or the Chargers or the Chiefs. Not the Broncos. The Broncos, I just don't think they're in a
Won't
position
go
to
to the
make that trade.
Raiders. I'm sure about that. Could maybe see him in the Chargers. I think the Chargers are good right now too. I don't even think they're gonna mess it up.
Chargers
who he's gonna go
keys a
to?
receiver. Chiefs, Kansas City.
Out of all teams, I don't think that they're like begging
Kansas
for
City.
receivers right now.
Yeah, I could see him in Kansas City.
You know who needs a wide receiver right now? Will it hurt my fantasy? Yes. But you know who needs a wide receiver right now?
Yeah, absolutely. KC needs one. And I think, man, what a spark plug that would be for them. That would genuinely, it's
We
almost,
said it. You bring that trio back. Let him get that last.
that's
last
man.
hurrah.
That's like Transformers. That's like the all spark, man.
It is, I guess.
I'm telling you, to bring,
Unk's walking out, I guess, bro.
listen, Tyree can still play at a high
Tyreek
level.
can still play. I think Travis is on his way out.
He is. But you know
Even though he's getting fed a little bit this season, he's actually
is.
Patrick's still finding his guy.
And I feel like obviously we're talking about the Chiefs now, so it's only fair to talk about them now. Let's say they don't make that trade. Let's say they stay as constructed.
And
Xavier
wait for
Worthy,
their receivers to come back.
Worthy comes back.
Rice
Comes back later in the future. We don't even know what he's going to look like because keep in mind, before the suspension, he had torn his ACL.
Free Rice. He ain't do nothing.
That's a conversation for not to get back. That's actually thank you for reminding me because we have to talk about that off camera. I want to talk about that. But
it was Trav wearing that.
That's so weird,
that, bro.
Free
my dog. He ain't do nothing.
That is so crazy that they were wearing that. But back to the point, when they come back, do you see the Chiefs bouncing back, or is this kind of going to be the downfall of the Chiefs' kingdom?
You want to know what? And I can't look like the stupid idiot that's going to say no to Patrick Mahomes. I've done it before. I'm not going to do it again until I genuinely see, because Pat, I still got a lot of respect. No matter how much trash he gets talked a lot of trash about because he's good. Pat's still got a chance no matter what. No matter who he got out there, Rice can come back, and they let him practice in the offseason. Andy apparently is a big fan of Rashae Rice. He is. Apparently Andy is. Apparently the team is too. Apparently everybody loves him.
All right.
They're going to let him come back.
Apparently he's a great guy.
Free my dog. Like I said, free my dog.
Apparently he's a great guy. I mean, he almost killed like a bunch of people, but
free my dog.
Okay, right?
He only robbed the store 20 times and killed a baby mama.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gang, either way, he's probably gonna come back and he's gonna cook. They let Kareem Hunt go that one time. They regret it ever since, bro. They're never gonna let nobody.
That's why he's literally back on the team.
Bro. They'll never let anything happen like that ever again, bro.
So you do see them bouncing back.
Like I said, I'm not gonna say no to him. I refuse to say no to him, bro.
I think this is the downfall. I don't think it's gonna be complete.
When you're saying downfall, and like
somebody else is gonna win the division. Somebody else honestly, is going to win the division.
The Chargers are starting out hot too. It could be the Chargers. I'm not gonna. I don't know about y'all.
Whoever wins on Sundays first in the division, but that's okay.
That's fair to say too, gang. Like
obviously we've seen what the Raiders have become. The Raiders are not going to be good. Geno threw 3 interceptions.
Can we take a little segment on the Raiders, bro? Or
we're in the AFC West.
Tell him what you said before the pod about Ashton Jeanty. Does he suck? Is he terrible, bro?
I said yes, and then you made a good point. It's the O-line, and then I agreed with you. I agreed with you.
It's this dude on IG. He's probably our age, but he does film breakdown like John Gruden. He sounds like John Gruden. He broke down Ashton Jeanty behind the O-line.
It's bad.
I've never wanted to say sorry to a person ever before more in my life. That is the worst O-line I think I've ever seen before.
That's why it kind of confused me when they drafted Jeanty to begin with, because it's like y'all don't have a good O-line. Start with something. So draft an O-line.
But then you got to deal with all the casuals and the two people saying, "Why did you pass on Jeanty?"
And you know what? Allow it. Why worry about the casuals? I mean, you got Tom Brady as a minority.
You're still gonna be, if you draft an O-line, you're still gonna be terrible next year. You draft Jeanty right now, he's just gonna get hurt, and he's just gonna get wear and tear.
And now you have Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, saying that we're using tactics that the NBA used, like load management, with Jeanty and Brock Bowers. That's ridiculous.
When they're using load management in the NFL on first and second year players,
not even that. You're using load management from last year's stats, the best tight end in football.
Stop.
For me, Chip Kelly, he's always been an embarrassment. Obviously, you can't say that because he won you a national he helped win you a national championship, I should say. But I will say his tender in the NFL.
In the NFL, Chip is a different person. Like when we got Chip, it's just always different because you're coaching kids now. It's very different when you're coaching kids versus a grown man that's making a real paycheck. Now NIL, he's making a real paycheck from this game. Some of them don't care no more.
Load management. Now I get. You know what? If he would have said, "Oh, we're using it this week because obviously the knee injury to Bowers," I'm fine with that. Like, actually, good on you to put him on. Don't say load management. You put him on a snap count.
Yeah.
But for you to say throughout this entire season going forward that you're gonna use load management as a method, first of all, fantasy owners, I know y'all pissed. I have Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
I know I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I know the guy who has Jeanty's pissed. But my problem is those are probably your two best players on offense. yeah, we're not going to use him that much because we don't want him to get hurt.
Not even that, their defense isn't terrible.
It's
Their
not horrid.
offense is, their line isn't terrible. Their defense is terrible, actually.
Yeah.
Their line isn't terrible. Offense, Geno looks terrible, bro. And I know, like I said, the O line, it goes for everybody. That O line is terrible. Geno needs another segment. Like, yeah, I would have to put the mic down too for that. The man,
He's not good.
If I could rephrase what he just said, the man is terrible. I don't know what's going on. The picks look crazy. Not even that. When you go on the sideline, he looking at us at the camera like this, like it's our fault.
He's looking at us like they did write him off.
Like we did it.
Yeah, we did write him off. And my problem is, it's not that he just signed with the team. He signed with the team on a massive contract.
Massive contract, got all the love and support from Pete Carroll, who he has got coached by before.
And you know what's so crazy? Because I was talking about this. I forgot who I was talking about it with. After the third interception, I was like, man, they're still in this game. I would bench Geno.
I would bench.
You're still like, I
bro.
understand the money, but at some point you need to put your pride to the side and be like,
it's a couple of teams that do that either way.
Because I'm sorry, for you to still have an opportunity to win the game after 3 interceptions, mind you, 2 of these interceptions were like not back-to-back drives, but like they were drives apart.
I think the thing that really hurt us all so much more, that we stayed up to 1 o'clock to watch that man throw 3 picks. I'm being for real.
No,
we stayed up to 1 a.m. to watch
because
him throw
the game
3
stayed
picks.
close. And you know, I'm not a fan of his, but obviously I can't because I'm an AFC West guy.
Yeah.
For Max Crosby to single-handedly get you back the ball, and for you to just say,
their defense,
I don't care, and throw it back to the other team, it's so strange.
I think it's always that's one of the most gut-wrenching things, when your defense fights so hard and you just give the ball right back. And obviously, as a Browns fan, I see it happen every week, 5 times a week. But that's one of the worst feelings ever, bro. Already gas. Because I feel like we're kind of about to switch over possibly to the next week. I do want to talk about one other thing, because we've already stepped over them, but I want to go back. Yeah, the Bills could possibly start out 7-0. This is the first. And wait. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
No, go ahead. Read it.
Bills' first game obviously got the W against Baltimore, 41-40. Jets gave them belt to BTA, 30-10. Miami, 31-21. Let's think about their next 4 games.
I'll tell you win-loss right now.
Let's go. New Orleans Saints.
Win.
Patriots. Say it.
Win.
Okay. Falcons. That could be a good one.
What is it on? Is it like a primetime game?
Monday.
That's a Monday night game.
7:15. Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Call me crazy. Atlanta's not horrendous, but give me the Bills.
Yeah, you're
so that's
crazy.
another one.
Okay, yeah. Week 7 bye, so you get a rest. Week 8 Carolina Panthers.
Win.
7-0. Next game, I guess it gets a little tricky. Kansas City Chiefs, and you got Miami right after. So we're saying that they could potentially start 8-1. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're going to beat Kansas City. I don't see them.
So you're saying they could start out 9-0? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Let's talk about the next Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What you got?
What is this on?
That's a Sunday regular 1 o'clock game.
I think they get lazy, and that's the game they lose.
Okay. Texans.
Win.
Steelers. This is week 13. Like they're pushing for W's at this point. Bengals. Week 14.
Win.
Patriots.
Win.
We're gonna skip past week 16. That's the win. That's against the Browns.
Win.
Week 7. Watch your mouth, bro. Week 17. Philly.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're gonna get a good one till you get a preview.
We have to wait to the end to get some comp.
They're gonna tease us a little bit, but yeah. Because mind you, that
if everybody stays healthy, give me the Eagles.
You know who I'm impressed. Shakur is playing good too.
Yes.
Week 18, Jets.
Win. They only lost 2 games.
They lost 2 games. So because I don't think we haven't looked at it.
It's really the division that they're in that makes it so easy.
No, it's them beating the Ravens in that first week that has kicked us all off.
Oh,
I hope you know
true.
That comeback, because now Josh is on a complete high right now.
He's on a bender.
He got the girl. He got the MVP.
He's on a bender.
Numbers.
He's on a life bender.
He's on the Jason Tatum Jaylen Brown 2024 run. Like, he's doing insane numbers right now. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Remember, Jaylen Brown even got the girl that year, bro. He's doing insane numbers right now, gang. He's not losing.
Yeah, he's on a bender of life right now. So I would totally agree. But the problem is, and
What's
here's
up?
where the problem is.
What's up?
Their schedule was so easy that they're going to get in the playoffs and get actual comp.
No, I
And
think
it's good. No, and dude, I'm telling you,
it's that Philly game. That's
that's going to be the culture shock. That's going to be we really just been playing bad teams, bro.
I think that's gonna be the wake up. Cause
Yes.
they get a couple of good games every time. So like we said, Tampa's gonna be week 11. You have Houston, which we don't know. Maybe what if they pop back out?
Yeah.
What if they pop back out week 13? Obviously, play the Bengals. Patriots can still possibly do something for them. Like it can be a fight at least.
Yeah.
The Browns, you're gonna trash over. That's where they can't get lousy and possibly go to the Eagles. I don't know. Cause you're playing, yeah.
But you know what? Because I can see them lose. Like I said, I see them losing against the Bucks. The Bucks will sneak up on them, I think. Because I think when you win so many games, and we've seen it all the time. Why do you think only one team went undefeated in the regular season?
Yeah, bro.
Because at some point it's like,
damn,
we're not playing for seeding anymore.
Right.
Like we know we're the number one seed. Like what are you gonna what's gonna happen? Now the thing is, are the Ravens gonna stay afloat with because if the Bills lose a game and then the Ravens lose a game, then it's like, we're battling for the number one seed.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be super important down the stretch because if the Ravens lose a couple more early in the season,
look at the Ravens right now.
Oh, and I'm saying it's possible. It's possible just because.
For sure.
Then we're looking at a Bills team that's like, yeah, we don't really care about seeding anymore. We already locked up one. So why would we care about the Ravens? Just what, 4 games back at this point?
The Ravens right now, man.
It's not a gauntlet, but it's not
a gauntlet. But these next 2 games, obviously, we have that beautiful Monday night game.
Monday night,
obviously,
Detroit, and guess what? Detroit wins that game with how hot they are. That's a hot, cold team, and they're hot.
Possibly.
It's in Detroit.
Possibly. I'm gonna say possibly again. Possibly.
In the Motor City.
If I see them get a dub, I won't be surprised. But if I see Lamar pull one out, okay.
And then that brings back the convo that we're having. That's Bills Ravens for the first seed, and now up until week 18, we're balling.
Their schedule is a little bit tougher.
It is. I would totally agree. They're in a tougher division.
Detroit, Kansas City, right after it. Houston, Los Angeles Rams, which I can put up a fight. Chicago, yeah, like they have they definitely got a couple people. You even played Green Bay on week 17. Like they're gonna get a little playoff test too. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But they could end up going right back where they always are.
They could, but nonetheless, I think we're gonna get a good AFC playoff picture. Yeah. I think AFC always delivers when it comes to the playoff picture. NFC is kind of more predictable. True. I think when it comes to the teams, but man, the AFC is really going to bless us.
Very true.
New segment I want to dump into because I know we're starting to circle into the latter half of the pod. Let's talk about. I want to talk. Can I give my sleepers of the week in fantasy?
Go on ahead.
And I have my reasons too. First of all, my sleepers of the week for week 3 of the NFL season is Javonte Williams at my running back.
Okay.
He's been one of the best under the radar backs early on. He's 7th in rushing yards in the league. He's tied for the most touchdowns by a running back. And he has a favorable matchup this week against an injury depleted Bears defense that I think he can break out and take out. A tight end that I have. Harold Fanning Jr. of the Cleveland Browns. This is a rookie tight end that has been quietly putting together a nice
against
little
the
rookie.
Packers?
Yeah, because hold on, hear me out. Because he's not just a tight end. He's been their fullback, their wildcat magician.
Wildcat, baby.
And you know what? We've seen him get some plays at running back.
Right.
I think this is a guy who, if you're looking for some points at your flex position and you let's say you're dealing with some injuries, you got some questionable guys, I wouldn't hesitate to put Harold Fanning Jr. in at your flex. Obviously, if you have a better tight end, make sure to put him in at tight end.
Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, but
I'm asking for somebody specific.
Juwan, tight end, flex, Harold. Okay. Unless if you have a really good flex, like if you have like an Mbuka or a Mike, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you the sauce. Romeo Doubs, wide receiver for the Packers. I think that's
good take.
Another guy to look out for. Obviously, with the injury to Jalen Reed, no Christian Watson, obviously, for the ACL injury that happened. Right. He's going to get some targets, and I think he can have a breakout game shortly. And he's only 30% owned in fantasy right now, so make sure to get your hands on Romeo Doubs. And last but not least, we talked about him earlier in the pod. I'm talking about him now. Zach Moss, the running back of the Bengals, he will start to get more work with Chase Brown, especially because of the loss of Joe Burrow. They're going to have to start to implement that run game more. Chase Brown isn't just going to. No,
I think
he
Chase
is. Absolutely. But I think you're going to see it be a little more touches go to Zach Moss, especially in the red zone because he is a good red zone back.
Chase was a top 3 running back off of the fantasy.
Oh, I
list
totally
in the
agree
start
with
of the
you.
season.
I totally agree with you.
Bro,
I'm
we'll-
just
we'll
saying
see.
Zach
We'll see.
Moss will get more touches
Yeah, for sure.
with the injury
Okay.
to Joe Burrow. Now, two players that I am saying no to, absolutely not under any circumstances. If you have DeAndre Swift in your lineup, remove him. He's listed as questionable, but even if he does play, a running back with a quad injury always kind of scares me.
Yeah.
I'm not really too much of a fan of that. And honestly, we've been seeing Swift and the other running back on the Bears. They're kind of doing a running back by committee. Not too much. Obviously, DeAndre Swift is still the primary back. But, man, I'll tell you what, quad injury is always scary. I wouldn't put him in.
Okay.
And my last player that I would be watch for, obviously,
Bless
my
you,
bad,
bro.
excuse me. Another player that I would watch out and monitor for as the weeks progress, because obviously he just put up a touchdown game, Jalen Waddle. Obviously he's dealing with that shoulder issue. I'm gonna be honest, I did kind of see it this game. I saw him kind of. He put up okay numbers, but he's a player that I would watch out for going forward.
Not bad. All right, I'm gonna give you 3 players. We're gonna wrap it up. Start him or sit him. Jared Goff at Baltimore. What you starting him?
One more time.
Jared Goff at Baltimore. Are you starting him?
No, I'm not.
That's fair. Dak Prescott at Chicago.
I am.
Or Drake May at Pittsburgh.
No,
You're sitting him.
I'm sitting him.
I think I would actually start Drake May.
You would.
I would start Drake May.
Listen, I
don't
know
think that.
Stephon Diggs needs
I'm
some
gonna
money
be.
now.
I'm gonna be
but
real honest.
I
No.
know Stephon Diggs needs some money now, but I don't think that Drake's gonna cook like that, bro.
You
Just-
can't fight this. I'm being honest. I think Drake may show up. Pittsburgh defense is not that good.
They have
No,
two great
no.
corners. You're
Their
so
defense is not that
weird.
good.
I'm telling you.
They got 33 yards thrown on the first game.
Drake made-
this past game, I'm glad that we saw Jalen Ramsey get the last little hurrah. Gang, it's over with.
I'm telling you.
It's over. Drake May's about to put up 245 on them. Yeah.
You mind if we tap into some? Could you mind if we tap into a new segment?
What's the segment?
The Get Back Throwback. This is a little throwback segment to wrap up the podcast. Everybody can have some fun with it, where we drop some of our favorite
That's fair.
MVP voting slots in the past decade,
Let
past
me
century.
put
It
my
is what
sauce,
it is.
man. Let me put my sauce.
Because there's some interesting notes that I found from this, and I think that you would think that they're super interesting. And before we do that, I want some guesses from you so we can then go in to talk about it. Is that all right?
That's fair.
What if I told you in 2014 there was a man on the defensive side of the ball that almost won MVP? He was second in MVP voting. Do you know who that player is?
Who? That was second
Second
in MVP voting. I know we
2014.
were talking about somebody earlier, but you didn't say that earlier.
I did.
You did say that earlier.
I did.
Oh. JJ?
JJ
Again?
No, JJ Watt.
We had a little talk about JJ.
JJ Watt had 20 and a half sacks and was second
That's
behind Aaron
not
Rodgers.
fair.
It's not.
That is not fair. The man went out there with a brace on the legs, a brace on the arms, bloody nose, and was getting 20.5.
He was the best defensive player in this.
Not even
Yeah.
that. The man was picking people off. Like the man literally had pick 6. Like it doesn't get better.
And that's why TJ I think talks about JJ so much.
Question: would you rather have the 20.5 season or Aaron Donald's best season? Let's just say Super Bowl season or 2018.
The Super Bowl season. No, the Super Bowl season, because
2018 was
off-
also really good for him.
it was.
2018 was actually beautiful for Aaron Donald.
That's very true.
But 2020, we do know how that looked. So you would take Aaron Donald in 2020?
So 20 and a half, and then Aaron Donald had 20 and a half.
With the bowl?
Yes. Give me
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
We can break it. One more question. Aaron Donald, where does he sit on your top defensive players? Be real. There's a
Because JJ's not there. JJ's not there
JJ's
because
in the
JJ didn't
top
play
defensive players. We're talking about top defensive players
of all
We're
time.
not talking about JJ.
He's top 5.
JJ was top of our generation.
He's top 5 all time.
Top 5 all time.
Aaron Donald, yeah,
I
he
put
has
him
to
top 3. I got LT and Reggie.
because I
White.
have some corners ahead of him.
I'm gonna say it one time. I got LT,
Orange Sailor,
Reggie White.
Reggie White. No corners. No corners.
I mean, what you gonna put Island?
Champ has the most. He has the most Pro Bowlers by a corner and ever. Like nobody's gonna touch that. 13 Pro Bowlers as a cornerback. Tell me
Over Aaron Donald, LT, and Reggie White. I'm asking. We're talking about.
I know sacks are
numbers.
important. Oh, no, if we're talking numbers, then we have to put these defensive linemen, these linebackers ahead of everybody.
We're talking about numbers and impact. Is LT your number 1?
Yeah. LT
Okay,
is my
so
number
then we're
one.
just talking. Okay, we got that. Who's your number 2? Are you saying that Champ's your number 2?
No, Champ
Okay,
is not my
okay,
number
then you
2.
gotta get your-
LT,
Reggie White.
3. I would put
We never really got in the ball like this.
3.
waiting
I
for
would
this
put
one. This going on.
Night Train Lane. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, man.
I would probably
Give me your third. Give me your third.
probably Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
To your point, yeah, Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. Okay.
Then I would throw some corners in there. I
Then you
have to.
definitely Champ could be literally the number 4.
Champ's 4.
Number 5, but where does Dion actually rank in your stuff? We're not saying it because his name, but Dion, he's Dion.
He's top 10, but I'm
Top
sorry.
10,
Like
okay.
Dion.
Okay. What
We
about
get caught up in the name a lot.
like I said, the Island?
He's top 10 too. People forget, like he was
Island,
good
man,
for
do
a
you
specific
understand?
period. I understand.
Specific period. We look at what he was doing. We looked at it said Chad Ocho. 0. Not 0. It would be like 35. Man had 35 against Megatron. Megatron got held to 35 yards, bro. That was different. He was
Scratch champ. Ed Reed.
That's another. I mean, yeah.
That's another one. So here I have another tricky MVP for you that I think doesn't get talked about a lot. Not MVP, but third in MVP voting in 2015. Who was it?
Third in MVP voting in 2015. Division?
NFC. Oh, NFC. Same as the Seahawks. I'm losing track right now. That's NFC West? Yeah, NFC West, I think. Quarterback.
No, but I was about to say Todd Gurley. Quarterback. Because we talked about this too, and I've lost it, bro.
Old.
Arizona? Donna Larry?
Yes.
Carson Palmer.
Yes. Carson Palmer
Palmer.
that year had 35 touchdowns.
Carson Palmer was let down and disregarded
And guess
by
what?
the Bengals. Man.
What if I told you this? What if I told you Carson Palmer was actually snubbed of
Possibly was-
actually,
do
you know
know
what?
Pause. Do you know?
Time out. I'm so stupid for saying that. Cam Newton won MVP that year. He had 636 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns.
No. Cam was really good.
I was
Carson did get let down though, and that's why I just want to ask one question: how many quarterbacks have the Bengals let down? Close this.
The Bengals, how many quarterbacks?
I know it's obviously not the Browns. I'm talking about quarterbacks that were good.
Andy was good. Red
Andy
Rifle
was
was
good.
good. Carson, that's two.
Carson actually played
They're
his
letting
best
Joe
years.
down right now. You want to go back in time and say Phil Simms?
Oh, we didn't even. No, they're calling Joe Burrow the Andrew Luck of our generation,
Which
bro.
could be true.
of the new Gen Z generation, bro.
Which could be true. I think that, listen, they're going to have to protect him better. I'm surprised they didn't spend more of that
Protect him,
money on O-line rather than the receivers. I would
It's
let
been
T
since
go.
his first year. He saw Chase Young. Oh, do you remember that? Chase Young, first 3 games.
We thought he was going to be the greatest defensive player of all time.
He was one of the greatest defensive players of Ohio State.
That's episode 26
That
of the
was-
Get Back Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm
They had to
Damian
get some
Dusten.
ball. Ayden Jones, thank you so much for watching, ladies
And make sure to
gentlemen.
tap into some football. Peace.
Yes, sir.